Okay, it is working. It's been so long. I don't know how to do this anymore. This is gonna be a weird one. I can feel it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Made by Mac. I'm Mac and this is my podcast. I have unintentionally taken a podcasting hiatus. So it has been multiple months since I last podcasted and saw all of you guys, or rather you saw me. Many reasons, nothing horrible happened. I just was really tired from ending our school year. I had to get a new phone, which is what I film everything on. I finally opened my Etsy store and a whole bunch of other stuff. So vacations, my brother's wedding, all this stuff. So I just did not feel like I had time to film. And I had all these great plans about what I was gonna do this summer, and I had these great series in mind, and it didn't happen. So I'm sorry if you missed me and that you had to wait so very long for another episode. I didn't even check what episode this is. I think it's episode 14. But yeah, I'll go ahead and do a proper introduction since it's been a while. I'm Mac. I live in the Midwest. I live with my husband, Shane, who sometimes makes an appearance, or you'll hear doing random things in the background of my house. I also have 2 dogs, Titan and Argus, and 3 cats, Temperance, Iggy, and Splotches. Splotches also is a guest star occasionally in our Swatches with Swatches? No, Swatches with Splotches segment, which she will be coming up and making an appearance in probably the next episode, because I have been working on some new swatches, but I'm not ready to share them yet because they've not been blocked and I don't know if I like them or not. So there's that. During the normal workday hours, I am a public high school teacher. I teach family and consumer science, which is a large range of different disciplines and subjects that I teach. But I do teach high school students. And then this, and then my Etsy store are kind of like my side hobbies that I do in my free time, which when I start coaching also means I don't have a lot of free time as well, but that's okay. Thus the whole accidental time off. But enough about my background and all that fun stuff. Let's get into some actual yarny goodness. Let's start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Funfe-TEE. It is freaking cute. I love it. It's all I've wanted to wear but have not worn for the past few months because I am very nervous to wear finished designs before they are published or before I finish taking pictures that I love in them. What if something happens? What if a cat snags it? Which has happened a lot. Temperance, I think she hates yarn. I don't know. Or at least hates finished sweaters. I don't know. But I try not to wear my finished objects that are designs out in public or where something might happen to them, which very much limits how often I've been able to wear this. I figure if I'm just sitting here filming, I should be safe, but we'll see. I am starting to work on the next one of these, so hopefully I can get pictures in this soon and I can wear it out in public. I'm so excited. But this is the Funfe-TEE. It is still in the design process. I wanted to change a couple of the things from my original plan, a slightly deeper V-neck and a little couple of tweaks on sizing and like ease to fit a little bit better with what my goal was. So, and you know, as you design things, you learn stuff and you get better at different things. But it has these cute little lace details at the end of the sleeves and at the hem, which is kind of hard to see because I've set my camera up a little bit too high. I always think I'm taller than I actually am, both like standing up and in a chair, so my bad. But it's got these cute little lace details that match the lace on the original, the Funfe-TEE crop tank, which was my first published design. So if you're like, ooh, that's cute, wish it was in a tank top, feel free to go check it out. I have it on my Ravelry store and in my Etsy shop. So if you're unable to use Ravelry because of accessibility issues, or you just don't want to use it for whatever reason, you can buy the pattern and have it sent to you in an email automatically through Etsy. So that's kind of nice as well. But that's what I'm wearing. I love it. It's just in a fingering weight yarn. I think it's a 75-25. I've not looked at the specs of the yarn in a while, but 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I don't remember the color. I think it's called Mermazing, as in like mermaid stuff. I hope that's right. If not, I'll fix it on the screen, and that'll be embarrassing for me, but helpful for you. But I think it's called Mermazing. So there's that. All right, let's get into some of new stuff that you've not seen before. First up is a very recently finished object. It has not been blocked yet, so if you see little wrinkly bits, ignore them or imagine them flat. But this is my second C Street tank. Oh my gosh, the colors on the screen. Okay, so if you're like, oh, that's probably not that bright in real life. No, it is. It hurts to look at, which is my favorite type of yellow. The one that like, you're like, oh, should I put sunglasses on? Because if not, it's going to hurt. But I did this. I love it so much. I did this in a fade. These two different colorways came in a pack together. I can't remember if they had like a cutesy little name or whatever. I think the colors together were called Electric Dreams, but I don't know if the yarn dyer, what is that? Delirium Fiber Arts. I don't remember if the yarn dyer had like a name for when they had two colors put together or not, but they faded so well. It looks so good. I love it. I was a little impatient, and if I didn't hate ribbing so much in crocheting, which like this is fine, the pattern is glorious, but if I would have gone back probably and added an inch or two, just because I had the yarn and I could have, but I was like, no, I want to wear it. So who knows, maybe I'll go back and add some, but look at how glorious this is. Is this not the coolest thing you've ever seen? This is actually my second one of these. My first one is like a bright neon peach color that I've worn in past episodes. Actually, it might have been the most recent one. I don't know. Go look at it. I don't know. But I love this. It's a tank top, and it's got ribbing on the neckline, and I almost said the armpits. I'm out of practice. I apologize. The armholes. And then this design was a collaboration between MC of Blame the Knots and Bree of the Little Wolf Knits. MC did the crochet version and Bree did the knit version, and yes, I did purchase the knit version, and I'm trying to decide what yarn I want to make that one out of, because obviously I need both. But it's the same pattern, just one is crochet, one is knit, and it's very cool. But I got to test the crochet version for MC, and then I loved it so much I immediately like cast this one on, because I was like, you know what would be really cool is if I made one that hurt to look at because it's so bright. But I made this one semi unintentionally with more negative ease than my other one, because your girl made a bad choice and did not gauge swatch for this one. I was like, I know what hook size I'm using. I just finished this pattern, but the yarn was different. So I should have swatched. It was stupid of me. Okay, so like you should always swatch. It fits. It's fine. But don't do this. Okay? Just make the gauge swatch. Don't assume. Don't do what I did. But here's the thing. I haven't blocked it, so it'll get a little bit closer to what it's supposed to be anyway. But I love it, and I will still wear this. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. At the bottom, you have two options of either a high-low hem or like a straight across hem with ribbing. And so for the one I tested, I did the high-low hem, and then this one I did ribbing. And you can see it. Oh, just look at the colors. Just let it soak in. Ooh, don't look at my fingernails though. They're really bad. They're so pretty. Okay. All right, so that's done. Ooh, that worked really well. Do I have anything else done? Absolutely not. Also, I might have finished things and then just forgot because it's been so long. That'd be really embarrassing if I did. I honestly don't know. But I have started some huge projects, like ones that take a ton of yarn, and so I haven't finished them, but I made a lot of progress on them. One I will show you in a little bit, and then the other one was my dress that I was making for my wedding. For those of you that have been asking, for my wedding, no, for my brother's wedding. That was bad. I've already gotten married. But the dress for my brother's wedding, I made it as far as I could without like causing a negative mental impact on myself and trying to rush through it. And I got it to a point where I think I could have worn it, but it was still pretty short. And so I ended up just going, you know what? I can cram and get this whole thing done probably in the next 2 days and not sleep enough and maybe like, you know, feel a little loopy and have some brain fog going on. Or I could just chill out, wear my backup dress, and work on this a little bit slower so it turns out exactly as I want. And I went with option 2. So as a result, I've not worked on it very much. All I've been doing is adding a couple rows, so it looks almost identical to what I showed before, except it's got a little bit more length. So for those of you that are like, oh, I want to see, I'm sorry. Eventually you'll see it though. I have tried it on and it is so cool and I love it so much. But I do need to keep working on it, and I'm almost to the point where I'm doing the long lace sections for the bottom of the dress, but I will show you when it's done because it is so cool. Okay, that being said, I do have some works in progress that I would like to share. The first one is one I started while on one of my vacations since we last spoke, and it is kind of a, how do I even want to describe what this is? This is kind of a version of a top I've made before, but also kind of not. So what I started doing was, oh my gosh, just have strings everywhere. I wanted a bikini top that was not halters. So you all know that I love Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy. All of her bikini designs, literally all of them are amazing, but I don't always want a halter, and I wanted thinner straps than her Shell Yeah tankini design. I love them, but I wanted something that was like bikini but not, you know, you feel me? So this is what I came up with. So I used the basic structure of Chelsea's pattern, and then I've just made a lot of modifications. I'm sure that I got this tangled. I'm sure that there's a pattern out there that already exists that is almost probably identical to what I'm doing, or at least very similar. So I'm sure if you just Google, I'm not going to write this up as a pattern because it's not, I'm using Chelsea's pattern making a lot of mods, but her stuff is written so well with good descriptions of how to choose sizing based off of your body and that kind of stuff that it's been really easy. So I have the 2 cups done, and then I'm starting to do a band down at the bottom. This is just a lot of strings hanging off. I don't know if you can see all of those. It's looking gray from back here, but it is not. It is like a light cornflower blue and brown, like held together. Oh, you can, there's no way you're gonna, oh, there we go. do the thing where you hide your face. So it's Lion Brand Respect recycled polyester blend. I am gonna be honest with you, I don't know what's gonna happen when I wear this in the water. Oh my gosh, it's called cornflower. Maybe that's why I thought it was the color of cornflower flowers. But this is 45% recycled polyester, 30% acrylic, and 25% cotton. And it is very stretchy. The construction of the yarn itself, it's almost like a teeny tiny I-cord, but it's got the 3 different strands of those fibers. It looks like they're separate and just held together and like made into an I-cord, and that's the yarn. So it's very interesting. I don't know how I feel about the color. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's really cool, but it's very not me. But I wanted to try it. And who knows, I may love it. Do you ever have those things where you're like, those items of clothing where you're like, this is not me color-wise at all. And then you're like, this is one of my favorite pieces of clothing, even though it doesn't go with my entire wardrobe. I'm hoping that's what this is swimsuit-wise. But hopefully that goes well. So far I've not had any snafus, and I'm almost done with it. I've not decided if I'm going to try to make matching swimsuit bottoms, because I only have the one skein of yarn and it was on clearance, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any more. But I have swimsuit bottoms that I can wear with it and it'll be fine. So, or yarns that I can use to make like solid swimsuit bottoms. So there's that. Okay, next thing that's a work in progress. I'm only going to talk about 2 because I have many works in progresses. Works in progress. But these are my 2 active whips right now. I've been almost monogamous knitting. No, crocheting. Guys, can you tell that I am out of practice? I got to get it together before I start teaching in a couple weeks. I'm going to be a mess. Okay, so I got to scoot closer so you can see the details. But I was chosen. Sorry, that was really bad. I'm going to have to edit out so much stuff. I was chosen to test Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy's Funfe-TEE pattern, and it is crocheted, not knit, like I said a second ago. And because I am not teaching currently, I thought, you know what's cool? The idea of making this into a dress, which she had as one of the options. So I signed up to test the dress length one, and it has been really fun, but I have definitely had to stay focused, and I can't go wandering off into new project land, and I have to stay on this project and work on it. So I got it's 2 panels that are sewn together, and I got the first panel done, and it looks beautiful. I love it. I'm not going to show you right now because number 1, I don't remember where I put it. Number 2, I'm actually working on, I've committed to this. I'm saying it out loud, so I'm committing to it. I am working on making like a vlog, I guess, is what it would be, of my process through it, with a lot of like close-ups on the yarn and the different steps and how I made decisions and colors and all that fun stuff. But I'm over the halfway point. I allowed myself to take a week break, semi-accidentally, but I was working on some other stuff. But I took a week break, and now I'm starting the second panel. And if you've seen pictures of the yarn or the first panel, you may look at this and go, what the heck, Mackenzie? That does not look like it goes with your first panel, but it does, I swear. So look at this. Oh my gosh, my nails are so bad. Okay, can I like hold it here? No. Okay, listen, I tried to paint my nails, and then I was impatient, and that was like a week ago, and they started coming off. Just do not look at them, okay? Like, do yourself a favor, don't look here. Oh, this is so cute. Doing it like this. Okay, so, oh, can you even? How can you even? I cannot. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, I really stretched out the foundation chain. It looks wonky. Just ignore it. But, okay, this yarn though, look at it. Also, I could put like marbles or like a goldfish in there. I wound this so tightly into a cake. The whole system was feisty when I wound this up, but look at the colors on it. Wait, hide my face so it focuses. I'm learning, right? I love it so much. It's so pretty. The depth of color and all these different things. I love it. I don't remember what this is. I'll list it in the bottom in the description. But this is the start of my second panel, and it's really long, and it just looks like a cute little string. So there's that. I'm excited. Sorry, there was a very large truck that just drove by, and it was very squeaky. Oh no, it was Combine. Midwest. Okay, so that is going well. I need to stay focused on it and get a good chunk done this week. I have to average, since I let myself take a break, I have to average like a lot of crocheting each week in order to get this done in time. And I'm trying to get it done a little bit earlier just because I don't want to be working on the actual crocheting part of this once school starts. I don't mind like sewing up one seam like a night once we start school, but my brain just goes like kersplat when it's done with school. It does not want to think anymore, so I need to be like basically done with the crocheting once we start in August. So but there's that. It's going well. I love it. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay, let's talk acquisitions, and then my acquisitions will lead into my Tour de Fleece stuff and spinning stuff. Okay? Okay, the first acquisition, I truly cannot remember if I've shown you this already, so I really apologize if I have. That's on my bad. Okay, so the first thing is yarn, and it is from Superglow Fiber. It is part of her Cutie Crawlies club, and it is her Lychee Shield Bug colorway. And I'm gonna pull one of the labels off so you can see how glorious this is. Oh my gosh, like just take that in. Just soak it in. Look at those beautiful colors. I love it so much. I think my plan is to make a little t-shirt with this. I originally had a dream that I made this yarn into a Funfe-TEE. And one of my friends was like, oh my gosh, if you dreamed about it, you obviously have to make it. And so I think I am going to make a Funfe-TEE out of this yarn, but I think I'm going to force myself to make a different one first and then make a third one out of this. But the colors are so beautiful. I love it so much. This pink is everything. And this is like one of my favorite lime greens ever in there. So it kind of reminds me of like a wild watermelon, but the bug is very similar to this. So if you haven't seen her post about it, you should go check it out. But that's my first purchase, or I guess acquisition, because I purchased it a while ago, but it came in and I love it. We'll set that aside. My next acquisition, I'm going to go in a certain order, so just roll with me here, is 3 different braids from Malia Made It, and I have no words for how beautiful this is. I bought 3 braids, and I'm leaving them in the bag because I don't want anything to happen to them because they're so pretty. I bought one that's a neon rainbow on Rambouillet, and it is everything. I think you can still see the colors fairly well with this, but I love it. I love it so much. This is like, so if you were like, Mac, make a rainbow with all of your favorite neon colors, this is it. Like, no notes. Like, this is excellent. 10 out of 10. I love it. Oh no, I might sneeze. Hey, sorry. The question will be, will I edit that out? Who knows? So there's that. There's the first one. And then I bought 2 of her Lisa Frank collection colors on Target, which I have learned may be my second favorite fiber ever to spin. I'd not spun it before, but my friend MC, who we share a lot of spinning conversations about fiber and stuff, and it's delightful. I've decided my favorite fiber that I've ever spun so far is Polworth, and she's like, you should try Target, it's amazing. And I was like, okay, and that was months ago, and I never bought any Target. I didn't see any in bright colors because, you know, your girl needs some bright neons, you know, to be enticed, if you will. And so then I wanted to buy these 2 colors from Malia, and she was like, well, what base do you want it on? And gave me a list. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, Target. So I bought Lisa Frank Sunset and Lisa Frank Mermaid, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tell which one is which, but look at these. Oh my gosh. I keep wanting to look at them in the camera, but then you can't see them. But oh my gosh. So the Sunset and then the Mermaid one. I am so excited to spin these. I'm so excited. The question will be, do I spin them together or separate? What do I do? If you were me, I feel like I need to spin them together because I'm very much a yardage girly. I would rather combine stuff so that I have like 2 skeins of yarn instead of 1, so I'm more likely to get to use it for a project rather than ending up with like 400 yards of something. You know what I mean? Of like a fingering weight yarn. And I have so much yarn. But anyway, I love them. I love them so much. So those are all of my fun neon-y colors from Malia Made It. Also, every once in a while she pops some really bright neon stuff into her Etsy store. So if you're not following her on there, you should definitely do that and follow her on Instagram too, because her stuff is gorgeous. And I really love their account. So but that's all the stuff I bought from them. And then what do I want to go to next? Okay, my next acquisition is not a purchase, but my lovely friend MC sent me some fiber, but not just any fiber. I feel like I'm really in the spinning and fiber world now because I just, it's there. Oh, that's the other thing I need to share. Okay, well, I'll have to get up and get that. Or maybe I'll just tell you about it. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. So my friend MC sent me some fiber, and it was raw fleece. And I love this. This is so much fun. So she sent me a Rambouillet in Suffolk, about ½ pound of it. And I have washed it already. Ooh, look at this. This is not all of it, but it's a freaking cloud, right? No wonder sheep, like, I don't know what I was going to say. I got distracted by looking at this and just going, this is delightful. I'm loving it. I've washed it. I am working on picking through and getting all the VM out of it. And then I'm using hand carders to make tiny little, they're not rollags, but tiny little cloud puffs is what I've been calling them. They're living in this, listen, I'm a teacher. I love these. I'm a sucker for like rainbow buckets, and I have like 1 in each color. Anyway, please look at these little tufts, little puffs, little cloud puffs. If a cloud pooped, this is what it would be. I've had a lot of caffeine. I don't have a filter right now, and I'm out of practice, so I'm sorry about the weird things coming out of my mouth. But look at them. Look at them. They are freaking delightful. Now, have I spun this yet? Absolutely not, because like I said, a lot of stuff has been going on. I haven't had time. But let's just look at this one. Like, this doesn't look real. It doesn't look real. Look at how... Just look at this. It's so beautiful. So I'm so excited to spin it. I keep being amazed every time I make one of these. They do not weigh a lot, and this right here will not make a lot of yarn just by itself. But hopefully once I have all of this, right, I will have so many tiny clouds, and I can just pick one up and start spinning, and then pick one up and spin it, and it will be great. But it's living in those buckets for now because it's safe. Also, I learned that one of my cats also really loves raw fleece, because she kept trying to, Temperance, if you know my cats, kept trying to grab little chunks of the raw fleece and run away with them, and I would have to like grab her and like take the fleece very carefully out of her mouth. So finally I put it all in a laundry bag to wash it that way, so she would stop trying to steal it. And so then after I'd washed it all, I found like one little piece that was like a second cut, and I wasn't going to be able to spin it because it was so short, you know, because it's short fibers, because it was cut a second time. So I like rolled it up in a little ball and I gave it to her, and I was like, Tempy, do you want this? And she like sniffed it, you know, like cats do, and then she like very gently like grabbed it with her teeth and like scurried away. I don't know what she did with it. I don't think she ate it, because I like looked around later, and she had like in it we have a cat tree, and she was like snuggling her little ball of fiber in her cat tree nest. So, but I don't think she's managed to steal any of the little cloud puffs, so I think she just wanted to be included in the processing process. I don't know, she's weird. But anyway, so that is all of my acquisitions that I know came in since I talked to you last. And then I've been working through spinning one more acquisition. The only other acquisition I have is, I'm not going to be able to show you because it is already in bobbin form. So actually I can show you the little strips of whatever, who cares. So the next thing, kind of works in progress, kind of Tour de Fleece stuff. I'm not doing separate videos about Tour de Fleece. I know that would stress me out too much, because this is the first year I'm doing anything participation wise with it, so we're just rolling with it. So this is going in my acquisitions / Tour de Fleece section, because this is fiber. This is a single ply that is spun from fiber that I bought at the West Wind Farm and Fiber Festival, or Fest. Say that 5 times fast. But it is beautiful. I love it. It looks a little bit brighter on screen, to be honest. But I'm working on the second bobbin. I've already started, but I bought 2 braids, and they were solar dyed by the lady from Brilliant Creatives, and I've bought stuff from her before, and her stuff is always delightful. So I was very excited, and I started working on it right away. I don't know if I even took pictures. If so, I'll insert them somewhere. But so I bought that, and I am done with the first 4-ounce braid, and I'm working through the second. So this first one, I just took the braid and stripped it into like, I think 6 pieces, because the braid was really thick. And then this other braid, I think I stripped it into like 12 or 14 strips. And like, I'm still easily able to draft from it, so it's fine, but it's a lot of little nests of pastel colorful stuff. So, so that's my other acquisition. Let's go ahead and talk about some other Tour de Fleece stuff. So Tour de Fleece is a huge event that goes on in the summer, and I had never participated in it before. I have only been spinning for, I think, a year and a half. Is that right? I don't know. Whatever. Just a little under a couple years, right? And I hadn't heard like a lot of clear information about it. And there is a Ravelry page, like a forum or whatever those things are called, that has some information on it, but there's not a ton of clear direction, in my opinion, if you are just getting started. A lot of the information is directed at people that have participated before, and there's not a lot of information of very basic, like, what is this? Who can participate? What are the goals? Like, all this stuff. How do you participate? That kind of thing. So I've realized that, like, there's a lot of different ways through my research. I've realized there's a lot of different ways that people approach Tour de Fleece, and I did not want a really complicated or involved Tour de Fleece adventure. So Tour de Fleece, if you don't know, is hosted at the same time that the Tour de France happens. So the kind of pun is that while they are spinning, while they're biking through all these mountains and doing this bike race, this bicycle race, and spinning, right? We, the fiber community, the spinning community, are spinning every day that they're spinning, biking. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I thought, I'm a sucker for a pun, so I thought that was funny. So I was like, I really want to participate, but I do not want to do something that, like, is gonna feel like I have to do it. I don't want to feel burned out. So I basically just have a couple of friends that I have been talking to periodically, either every day or every couple of days, about like, hey, what have you been spinning? Here's what I've been spinning. Let me show you. This has been really fun. Or like, how do you fix this issue on your spinning? Blah, 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 stuff like that. And it's been really nice. So basically for me, it's been a more, I don't want to say involved, but a more intentional time or period of spinning, and an opportunity to connect with people over something that I love. And so that has been really fun. So I've been talking with my friend Shannon and my friend MC, and just randomly to other people sometimes through like Instagram DMs when I post stuff. But I want to go ahead and show you some things that I've finished. I've already shown you what I'm currently working on, and I only do one spinning project at a time, because I might lose my mind otherwise. It would stress me out too much. I also only have 2 wheels. I have an electric eel wheel 6, which is like a bigger electric wheel. And then I have the Nano, which is a teeny tiny little travel size wheel. And I love them both so much. But the Nano only holds like 2 ounces of fiber, so I don't use that one as much now that I have the electric eel wheel 6. So let's look at, oh my gosh, if you heard my stomach, I'm so sorry. Maybe use this opportunity to get yourself a snack. I don't know. But let me show you what I finished. So one of the things I wanted to get out of Tour de France, nope, I'm not biking, Tour de Fleece, was, that was really silly, was to finish that combo spin that I've shown multiple times in the past couple episodes. If you want to look at it, if you want to see what it looks like before it was spun up, go back at least 1 or 2 episodes and I should have it in there. But this is a 3-ply yarn. I'm giving you like a whole introduction before you see it. But this is a 3-ply yarn, and it is a green BFL with some pink and purple in it, a pink Falkland, which I learned is not an actual breed, it's a location, but that's a whole thing. So I don't actually know what the breed of sheep was. I don't know if it was a Falkland Merino, Falkland Targhee, Falkland something else, but it's a Falkland something. So pink, mostly green, and then a gradient that was green, pink, purple, and dark navy blue. And I plied them together for this majestic beauty, and then I have it didn't all fit on one bobbin, although you can tell that I tried, because this sucker is big. Again, just don't look at here. Perfect. yeah, just don't look at my nails. They're really bad. But I got almost all of it on one bobbin. So then this is a little bit, but it is, I love this a lot. This is great. I hope I wrote down the yardages, because now I'm just remembering that I counted it while I was on vacation. I hope I wrote it down. But I like worked on this and like plied it all up while on vacation, and I even like gave it its little bath and hung it to dry when we were staying at a cabin on the like Tennessee-Kentucky border. So this is yarn that's seen and traveled the world. But I love it. It is great. Here, I will, do I want to undo this? It's in its perfect little thing. But it's very, I don't want to say lofty. That's not quite the right term, but it's very poofy. It's not dense, and it's very squishy. I mean, just, it's so squishy. I don't know what I'm going to make with this yet. I have a couple things in mind, but if there's anything that you're like, oh, you know, it would be really, really cool with that, let me know. But don't look at me. Don't tell me color work. Listen, Andrea Mowry has some of the most beautiful color work patterns that uses like spin cycle stuff, which is like the hand-dyed-esque yarn. I don't, this is going to sound really weird. I don't want to lose visual yardage of this. I want this to be the main focus. I don't want to lose yardage in like floats, if that makes sense. If you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you have something you're like, this would look really pretty in this pattern or whatever, let me know. I've got a couple ideas, but I'm not sure. So, oh, I should tell you like what this is. I have about 800 yards total, I think. I'll double check that. But it is very much like a, see that? It's like a DK weight, maybe a heavy sport. But I love it so much. And far away it kind of reads pink. But close up you can see all the different colors and stuff. So it looks really cool and I love it a lot. So after I finished that, I had not planned very well, and I started looking and I was like, oh my gosh, I got so much stuff on my bobbins left over. Because sometimes, you know, when you're doing like a 3-ply, you're going to run out of one of the plies first. That's how it happens. And then you're stuck with 2, you still have stuff left. And you're like, well, now what? Or if you're doing a 2-ply, you run out of one first, blah, 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 etc. Well, I was like, well, let me look at what bobbins I have left over and see if there's anything that I think would go together. And so I had some of the BFL left. So I ran out of the gradient first. I had the BFL left, and I had some of the pink Falkland left. So I was like, I'm going to apply those 2 that I've already been working with some of the pink magenta Cormo that I had left. And I just ended up with a very poorly twisted into a skein. I ended up with this cute little, I just plied them together, cute little skein. It would be cuter if I was better at twisting these into skeins, so I apologize. But it's there. Now it looks like I planned that. But it looks really nice. For using up some extra yarn. I think I got like maybe 150 yards out of this. So maybe I will make a baby hat for a friend, or some, I don't know. I might use this for color work in something. Or I also thought if I had almost enough for a project and then needed like a little bit more, I could use this for like ribbing of like the hem or cuffs of sleeves or something, because it did end up being almost identical wraps per inch. And I think since 2 of the 3 plies are the same, it was going to end up pretty close anyway. So there's that. I like it a lot. The only problem is I only used up 1 of the bobbins out of the 3 when I did that. So I still have the pink Cormo and the pink Falkland left. So I've been trying to decide if I want to do like one massive scary monster skein where you just literally keep plying things together. When you run out of one bobbin, you add in something else. When you run out of the second bobbin, you just, and it ends up looking very, very wild. However, I can't decide if I want to do that or not. So we'll see if I end up doing that. I may do that at the end of a couple more spinning projects. I just bought more bobbins, so now I can get away with not clearing bobbins a little bit more. That was another acquisition. My bad. I'll show that some other time. They're in storage and stuff. But that has been my finished objects for Tour de Fleece. I showed you my whips. And then another semi-finished spin. I don't know how to approach this. I really don't. If you want to see what this looked like, I definitely have pictures of this on my Instagram account. This is a merino that I started spinning, and I absolutely loved spinning it. The process of spinning was absolutely delightful. I loved it. It was great. It was so soft. It was silky. Beautiful colors. Everything after that point has been a nightmare. And I really think it's my problem. I don't think it has anything to do with the fiber. There's been a lot of trial and error. So I spun this and I was like, you know what? I'm going to chain ply this guy, because then I can use up every last inch, or almost every last inch, and I'll have a finished yarn and it'll be great. Well, I started chain plying it and it just kept breaking. Like, I'm not kidding, over 10 times in the first like maybe 5 minutes. And I was like, this is not enjoyable at all. So I stopped. I cut it, or well, I ripped it, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. So I looked at the chain ply and I was like, this looks really bad. So I was like, I wonder if I don't have enough twist in my singles. So I respun the entire thing to put more twist in it. And I was like, surely it's gonna work now. I tried to chain ply it again for 2 minutes and I kept breaking it and it was terrible. So I was like, okay, here, we're gonna try a different approach. I was like, I'm gonna put this into a ball, a cake, and then pull from the inside and the outside in and ply them together. Because people do that and it works for them. And I thought it would work for me. I made, I don't know where it is, a tiny little skein. Like, it's maybe 50 yards. Probably not even that. Maybe 20 yards of 2-ply, poorly plied. It's bad. And tangles galore. Also putting this into a ball, it was horrible process. There were like 12 things that went wrong. So this is here. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The colors, yummy. Ooh, my nails, so bad. Okay, there we go. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Part of me truly thinks that, because this is like lace weight, and my whole plan was to ply it with, to chain ply it so that it would be close to fingering weight. I may at some point, if I have the courage and like 8 hours of my life to set aside, I may try chain plying this again, but it's just very frustrating and it needs to go in timeout right now because it is making me want to scream, and I cannot do that. It causes problems. So yeah, I really don't know. Like, you can see that there's like a whole mess in the bottom, where it's all tangled and stuff, and I just don't know what to do with this. So part of me is really considering holding this with, like, I don't know. I thought about like a black mohair, but we know how I feel about mohair and how my skin feels about mohair. So I thought about either holding it with like a lace weight mohair or a lace weight Surrey, in like a dark color, or like in a blue or some, one of the colors in there, and just doing that, because I really just don't know what to do with this otherwise, and it's very disappointing, and I'm tired of being sad about it, because there's that. We're done talking about it, but it is very pretty. I just don't know what to do now. And if anyone tells me like, you should just try plying from the inside and the outside again, I'm not doing it. I can't. No, I can't do it. it is not for me. It is just not. But anyway, so there's that. That's what I've been spinning. That is a lot of conversation about spinning. I think when I'm done with this spin, I think I'm going to immediately ply it together because it is so pretty and I'm excited for it to be yarn. And then after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to spin next. I really do need to start, I almost said yarning with my yarn, knitting or crocheting with my hand spun though, because I have a nice little stash now. Like I have a cute little drawer of it and it just sits there and looks cute. I haven't started using it. I mean, I've used some, but I really need to use more. So there's more room in the drawer to put more hand spun yarn, because that's how it works, right? But anyway, so there's that. There's Tour de Fleece stuff. Let's move on. Finally, I want to talk about shop update stuff. My Etsy store is open. You know that it's had patterns in there. But it's officially open. My hooks are in there. My stitch markers and earrings are in there. And I just want to talk about what stuff is in there and what's coming up. So, first of all, I have two options of hooks that you can purchase. Ones that are already made to order, and then ones that you can order that will take me a little bit longer because I don't know what you want. You have to tell me what you want, and then I make it, and then I ship it to you. But the other stuff is already made. So, depends on if you have patience or not, I guess. But I only have 3 one-of-a-kind colors left in my shop. People snatched them up and were very excited about them, and I was excited that you guys were excited. So I only have these 3 left. So if you like these colors, oh my gosh, look at the neons, guys. Someone needs these in their lives. So this is a bright neon orange 2mm hook that is still available. I don't know why I thought I needed to go in a certain order. I've got a 4mm lime green hook, and it's got a little bit thicker handle because it was a different type of hook that, but the hook head is really nice on this one. And then I've got a 5.5 in this bright neon yellow that again hurts to look at, and it's got a nice, I'm learning more about like what I as a crocheter prefer for crocheting, and also like handle wise and stuff. I've learned thicker handles are better for me because I've got some arthritis and joint stuff going on, and sometimes like definitely the little hooks that are just the metal piece I cannot use anymore, like at all. It's very sad. Like within 5 minutes my wrist starts hurting. But these are good, and the really chunky handled ones are better because I don't have to squeeze as hard while I'm, you know, comparatively, while I'm crocheting. So there's that. I have those 3 left. Those are available for purchase, and I will ship them out within a day or 2 typically. And then what's the word I want? I don't know. The big reveal. I made my first Instagram reel. I was very proud of myself. It was silly, but I was very proud of myself. I'm trying to do this so it shows in a cute little way, and I'm thinking I have regrets about that. I should have just picked them up, but it's fine. I have the Summer Delights collection is now available. I almost dropped them all. Is now available for purchase, and they all have cute names, right? Wow, I'm really bad at holding these. Oh, and I keep trying to block my fingernails as well. Wow, it's gonna be a miracle if I don't drop all of these on the floor. Okay, anyway, you get the point, right? So we have, let's see if I can remember them all. Pink Flamingo, and oh my gosh, beautiful, right? Okay, then we have Peach, Oh my gosh, I've forgotten the name. That'll be embarrassing. Anyway, we've got this peach one, right? And these are 3.5 millimeters. We have orange hibiscus, which is so pretty. I should just be like blocking my face so it like, it's hard to block your face and look at the screen though, right? Orange. And then we have Summer Sunshine, which is this bright yellow one. What's the name of the lime one? Lime Popsicle. I got there eventually, right? Okay. Sea Breeze. You would think I would remember all these names since I just had to type them in so many different places. And, yeah, but no. But Sea Breeze and this blue, and then Lavender Lemonade, which people really seem to enjoy the color of this one. But let me just tell you something. People have loved the pinks and the oranges. Y'all are but you guys are sleeping on the coral color and the greens and blues. Like, oh my gosh. Ah. If you like pink and you like orange, you would like this one. Trust me. But I made extras of those ones. So part of me is thinking, ooh, do I keep one of these? It's very tempting. So snatch it up or it's going into my personal collection, I guess. Just kidding. I have enough hooks. But I have a bunch. Woo-hoo! I caught it with my knees. I have a bunch that are still in the shop. And I love them so much. And I just want you guys to love them as much as well. So there's that. There's also a made to order option where you can pick what color, which one of those colors you want, and then what hook size. And I do have other hook sizes listed than what I've made the ready to ship. So in here, I go from 3 to 6 millimeters, but I also have 2s, 2.5s, and then bigger than 6s for the made to order options. So there's that. I am also working on my next collection for my Etsy store and for the crochet hooks. And let me just, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I also have a bunch of earrings still ready to ship that need to go to Good Homes. Because I only have 2 ears and I can only wear so many earrings. But they're really pretty. And I think you would like them. Also, if you have any questions about them, like, feel free to ask. Do not hesitate. Either send me a DM through Instagram or a message through Etsy as well is fine. But okay, back to my excitement, right? So we've got this bright, beautiful, happy, summery neon collection. Or like, they're bright, but they're not like neon. They're neon, okay? But then I've got a completely different vibe for the upcoming collection. And I am hoping to release that in August. So we will see. And then I have a third collection that I'm working on for probably October type of time. But this next collection is going to be so good. It's completely different vibe. It's going to be very cool. I've already started coming up with ideas for my little new Instagram reel and to highlight the different colors of the hooks. So I'm very excited. Let me know in the comments if you want me to give you like a sneak peek. My one hint will be that I may or may not have already shown 2 of the colors in past episodes of this podcast. That will be in the upcoming collection. So I'm so excited. I hope you are also excited as well. Also, feel free to send me a message on YouTube, like in a comment section, or like an Instagram DM if you're like, you know, I really wish that you would offer like this size hook. Or I really wish you offered like blah, 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 like that kind of thing. If you have a specific request and you're like, I would definitely purchase a hook from you if you had this, let me know. I am open to suggestions. I want to make my products marketable to lots of different people. But this is my start. So, but let me know if there's anything you think I can improve on, because I'm having so much fun and I'm really excited about it. But by my first day of sales was, I was really excited about it. If you're watching this and you purchased something from me, thank you so much. I cried 3 times, tears of joy, not sadness, because I had people actually purchase things from me and they were excited about it and I was excited about it. It was just so much fun. Ooh, can you tell that I'm sunburnt a little bit right there? That was fun. But thank you so much for anyone that has purchased stuff from me. I was so excited. I was doing like a little happy dance in my house, like getting orders all ready to go and like packaging them up and getting them ready to ship. I just enjoy it so much. So if you haven't checked out my Etsy shop, feel free to send it to people that you think might like some bright, happy stuff. And then prepare yourselves for the upcoming collection, because it's gonna be really good. I finalized my decision, my color choices today, and I'm really excited about it. So brace yourselves for that, I guess. But yeah, so that's all of my shop update stuff. I'm very excited. I'll try and link it below too, so that you can find it as well. If you haven't checked it out already, go do so. That wraps everything up. I have been talking for a really long time, so I feel like I should like cut it off here and there are like 12 other things I could share, but I'm gonna try and keep that to myself so this doesn't end up being a 4-hour long podcast, because nobody has time for that. You were all busy people and I get it. But if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you so much. You have so much patience, and hopefully I was slightly entertaining. But if you enjoyed anything, or if you have any questions or want to comment on anything, please feel free to comment down below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it, especially since I took an accidental hiatus. I would appreciate if you shared my channel with people, or if you're like, hey, listen to this wacky lady, she's got some crazy stuff going on with fibery arts and yarny stuff. I'd really appreciate it if you were willing to share. But thank you all so much for watching this really long episode. I apologize now for how long it's going to be. And I will talk to you all soon. See ya.